And today is the 75th anniversary of the attacks on Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Local 33's Tim Sproles joins us live in the newsroom with a quick look at what happened that day and what it meant for our country. Good morning to you, Tim.
Hey, good morning, Deidre. Now, the Pearl Harbor attack was a tragic event that shook our country to its core and also eventually led to our entrance into World War II. None of us should ever forget what happened that day at Pearl Harbor, and here's a few reasons why.
On the morning of December 7th, 1941, the men and women stationed at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii had no idea that everything would change after this day. At 7:55 that morning, the Japanese military launched a surprise attack on our Navy force at Pearl Harbor. The attack only lasted 2 hours. Just over 2,400 Americans were killed in the attack.
We were in absolute shock when the explosions were going off, and the Navy ships had all their alarms going and demanding that the crew get to battle stations, etc. The situation was absolutely horrific.
Some survivors still can't talk about it.
I don't talk about the total sacrifices that all those seamen and Marines made that day.
Yes, sir.
It was terrible.
A terrible day that changed everything.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
The reaction of the American people to President Roosevelt steeled our resolve to see the conflict to its end and not to give up, and that it may be a long fight, but that we would emerge victorious.
Today we honor the 2,335 service members and 68 civilians who lost their lives in the attack, some of whom are still entombed in their ship below the harbor or buried with unknown gravestones at the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific. We honor the survivors, some of whom make the pilgrimage back to Pearl Harbor every year on this day. We honor their sacrifice and courage, and we remember Pearl Harbor.
Now, if you'd like to take some time out of your day to stop and remember Pearl Harbor, there's actually a local event right here in Baton Rouge that you'd like to take a part in. The community is invited to the USS Kids Pearl Harbor Remembrance Ceremony today at 11:55, which is the exact time in Baton Rouge that the attack occurred in Hawaii in 1941. Now, among the lost were Rear Admiral Isaac Kidd, after whom the USS Kidd is named, and 45 native sons of Louisiana. Now, again, the ceremony starts at 11:55 this morning at the USS Kidd Veterans Museum. Hope to see you there.